I would imagine, because I would imagine that there's just a little bit of a different worldview from the gamer, who, you know, these really dedicated people who just are willing to spend dozens of hours at a time on a game. And I'm sure designers do it coding with code, but at the same time, I would imagine there's just a different mindset there.
Oh, there's definitely a different mindset. Two things I can say. One thing about the card set honoring all these different groups of people, the designers as well as the gamers, they're kind of, you know, they're in connected worlds, but it's interesting how many designers don't know a whole lot of gamers. At least that was sort of in the old days, because many of the world record holders may not know the people who designed the games that they had the world records on. And quite often, like when Billy Mitchell went to Japan and met the designer and the people who knew the most about Pac-Man, they told him directly that he knew more about Pac-Man and its dynamics than any of them did, because he, as a gamer, had just, you know, studied it more than they had done. They made the program, but they never really knew some of the dynamics of how it actually performed. So that was one case of the designers and the gamers actually meeting and having a connection there. And I remember that when the designers were designing different games that we did contests with over the years, that the designers would have scoreboards inside their company, and all the people who designed the games and tested the games would have a scoreboard and how fast they were, or good they were, the high scores they would get. And even though they designed the games, and you think that they'd be the most adept at the games, the champion players, when they would play the games, would always get much higher scores than the people who designed the games. So they knew the games through the head, intellectually, but the players actually knew the games through the reflexes, in a sense, through their intuition. So that was very interesting to me when I discovered that again and again. That game designers would play the games and have a high score leaderboard inside their design studio, but the actual gamers themselves could beat any of their scores easily. It was really interesting. Does that sort of answer a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
I would be remiss not to point out that we're in the presence of movie stars here. In fact, the Star Wars movie, which we showed this morning, starred Patrick and Walter, mostly Patrick. And that movie is available for purchase from the front desk. And I'm sure if you purchase that, you may be able to get an autograph from both of these gentlemen on your disc. So, and you're going to be helping get them here next year, which we certainly want to do. So, unless we have any other questions?
One last thing I need to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Patrick here, and Glenn Thomas of Star Worlds, and Bernadette O'Malley. Get over here, Bernadette. Bernadette's the other founder of Star Worlds in DeKalb, Illinois. Hey, has anybody been to Star Worlds? Yeah. Okay, good. I see everybody has. Yeah? So anyway, they're hosting right now, starting how soon? 6:15. Downstairs in the Star Worlds arcade room, they're going to host a free autograph session where we have a pile of the trading cards for each of the people who got the awards tonight, plus for Andrew Furr, who's the champion who got his award at the last event, and Ray Lapsey, and all sorts of other people who are here in the crowd. About 22 people are going to be sitting there with copies of their trading card to sign and give you as a gift. These are as a gift for you to take home as a souvenir, starting at 6:15, which actually is in 20 minutes. So we'll all be downstairs with those cards, and please come down and get these things autographed as souvenirs of this event. Thank you. I've been honored.
Walter Day, everyone.